Hello. I'm Sjors, and this is Aleah. Shall we first say a little bit about our relation to Tantrik Institute?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I've been following Harish's teachings for, 2.5 years or so. Last year was an immersion. Really, really beautiful process for me that really did me land into the classical teachings, and the practices were like a homecoming. So I've been deepening the practices ever since. And this year I was fortunate that there was one extra spot at the immersion retreat. That was last week. So me and many other people that were in the immersion this year, we spent the whole week together doing the immersion practices. I met Aleah on a previous retreat 3 months ago, the VBT retreat, the Vijnana Bhairava Tantra retreat in Portugal, where Eva was amongst others as well. And there the beauty of that retreat was that in the morning we came together as a kula and we practiced together. Before the morning meditation we got up extra early so that we could share. Each of us took turns and share practices. And it was our experience that by sharing the practices, they actually deepen, you know? The first layer is doing it from a recording, then it's doing it from with your own guidance. But then sharing it to a group is something else. That's why we decided or felt like, hey, after the retreat, we would like to have a continuous practice group from all people that feel connected to Tantrika Institute, feel connected to Harish's teachings and practices, so that we can come together and practice. And that's exactly what we're going to do tonight. Come together and practice. Speaker view is stuck on poor George.
Hey, George. Everyone has just had your darshan for the last 10 minutes. So
Spotlight yourselves.
is that... Are you off the hook, George? Sarah, can you let us know if George can relax now?
Yeah, I don't know if she's meaning me or another George.
No, she meant Georg.
Oh, Georg. Okay.
He was at the Recognition Sutra retreat.
Okay.
Yeah.
You want to share a bit?
Well, you said most of what's really relevant.
What are we gonna do tonight?
So tonight, we are going to practice a quite advanced and a little bit controversial practice. Because, it's one of the staple practices in classical tantra, which is mantra uccāra, right? And there are different forms of it, and we decided to do one that is a little bit advanced because most of us are familiar with mantra uccāra, and we'll ask later on how our experiences with mantra uccāra are. And this one is one that activates the two kuṇḍalinīs, and that's where it gets a little bit potentially controversial. We're actually sending the energy back down, like it's not just about transcending. No, of course not, George. You didn't do anything wrong. You were just spotlighted, Georg, for a long
asked
time.
if he did something wrong, but I don't think he did.
No, you're all good. Yeah. So this mantra uccāra practice is one that we learned from Harish, and it was my first practice that I did as his student last year in April in India. And I remember my partner at the time being really concerned because he was like, "This is dangerous, don't do it." And I just felt really safe with it, and nothing dangerous has happened. And I double checked with Harish, and it's all good. So we're coming from
What would be the danger?
Well, any practice with Kuṇḍalinī can be potentially dangerous in the sense of the Kuṇḍalinī getting too active, right, and leading to a psychosis. But we're keeping it safe by limiting this practice to a max of 9 minutes, and we're actually sending the Kuṇḍalinī down. So, the danger of it becoming overactive is if you force it up and you keep you keep going into that transcendental space. So as we as Tantrikas know, it's all about the immanence as well, like the embodiment. So that's why we're doing the whole circle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As a preparation for the mantra uccāra, I will guide some breath work, but to loosen up ourselves a little bit and loosen up our bodies and our voices, we will start with a chant, because this woman over here, she didn't say it, but she has been touring the world for the last 10 years, but like singing in choirs and bands for the last 30 years. It's an amazing kirtaniya and a real gift that we have you in our kula to share your music. So we will start with a mantra, also to make the transition from the day to this session. I would suggest sing your heart out, and then we take it from there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So we'll start with just 3 simple Oms, and in the spirit of mantra uccāra, we are dedicating our full exhale to the mantra, and that also means that we will sing Om instead of Om, right? So there's a nasalized sound at the end of the mantra, which is in our nasal cavity. So we're sending the sound through the top of our head instead of out of our mouth, because that's what happens when we chant Om. Like the sound goes out frontal, and with the Om, as in like bon or vent, we direct the energy up through the top of the head. Looks like you want to say something.
No, I'm just curious if you're gonna do Om or also gonna chant the mantra.
We'll do the non-dual invocation after that.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. And a chant at the end. So for the ones who stick around for the whole practice, we'll have a little beautiful Shiva, like a rare Shiva chant at the end. We can all chant together. Yay. So let's get the non-dual invocation ready. Let's get it ready as a screen share for the ones who don't know it yet. And then we can like smoothly transition from the Om to the non-dual invocation.
To say something about the non-dual invocation for the people who are completely new to it, it's an invocation and an honoring of the non-dual state. If you're familiar with it, sing along. If it's new to you, then just hear the blessings, and you can just receive it.
Yeah. So take this moment to possibly adjust your posture if you're not completely comfortable yet. And close your eyes. Maybe you can adjust it in the audio. And relax your jaw. Let it be slack, like that of a sleeping baby, resting in yourself, landing in yourself with every breath you take. Breathing in deep, breathing out long. chant the first Om of the three after the next inhale. Maybe you can feel the resonance of the mantra, even though it's no longer audible with our physical ears. There is still the echo of it in space. There is still its resonance of it in your body. Maybe you can feel it, and maybe you don't. That's totally okay. Maybe you are aware of the silence. Maybe you are aware of something in your heart-mind that hasn't shown itself until now, that is taking the space of this afterglow silence to be seen. Whatever it is, just let it be. Let it be what it is. And let's offer that which is alive in us in this moment to the invocation, the non-dual invocation. Breathing in. Atma tvang girijamati sahachara prana shariram graham pujate vishayo bhavogarachana nidra samadhi sthiti Sanchara pradayo pradakshina vidhi stotrani sarvagira yad yad karma karomi tat
Tarakilam Shambhu Tavaradhanam. Jaya Jaya Karunabde Shri Mahadeva Shambho. Jaya Jaya Karunabde Shri Mahadeva Shambho. Om. So we're now transitioning towards the preparations for uccāra. But we want to do some breath work and then slide directly into uccāra without much talking. So we're first gonna explain a little bit, or fine-tune if necessary, what is uccāra, how do you do it. Mantra uccāra. Shall I explain a little
please,
bit?
Yeah.
Is the resonating, I'm gonna sit more like this, is the resonating of a bija mantra, that's a one-syllable mantra, through the central channel. And let's pause there already for a second. So, resonating through the central channel, what's that? Who can feel their central channel? Who knows what is a central channel? Is it a subway line in New York or is it something else? Right. What's the central channel? Who can explain what's the central channel? Please unmute yourself.
Energetic axis.
Yeah. This, I didn't hear the first word. The central axis?
I think you said energetic.
Energetic.
Energetic axis. Yeah, the energetic axis.
Energy. Yeah.
Yeah, energetic axis. And it runs all the way, well, it goes all the way up into the sky, but the physical starting point is right at the top of your head, where you as a baby had a fontanelle. So maybe you can place your hand on the top of your head and feel a little bit around, like, can you feel where it's most sensitive? And maybe if you are one of the sensitive persons, then sometimes you can feel a little brightening at a certain point, very top of your head. Yeah, that's the upper limit of the physical stretch of central channel.
Yeah, sometimes it's a little easier if you hover with your hand just above your head.
Mm-hmm.
Depends on the person.
Yeah. And the bottom end, for that we have another hand, is right at the perineum, so you can hop up a bit and feel your perineum. And maybe you as well feel sort of a point lighting up. I currently don't really, because I'm sitting in a sort of strange position to be in front of the camera. Yeah. So then close your eyes and go inside with your awareness. And then feel or visualize, imagine how it would be if there was a light string of light between your two fingers. One at the top of your head and one at your perineum. If there would run a stream of light, how would that feel? Yeah, maybe you feel it visually, and then focus on that. Focus on the senses. But maybe you imagine it, and that's beautiful. Then it's what it is today. Now let's take a deep breath and see if you can brighten that central channel a little bit. Breathing in. Hold. And let go. And again, breathing in. Hold. And let go. Breathing in. Hold. Feel the central channel brightening up. Maybe it's silver white light, maybe it's golden streamers. And breathe out. And let go. So see if you can keep a bit of awareness to that central axis. And maybe it's very easy for you to feel it. Maybe it's very subtle, or you don't actually really are not quite sure if you feel something or not. And just like acknowledge that. There's no right and wrong here. And the good news is, with the practice of mantra uccāra, we're gonna activate it even further, and maybe you start to, this thing starts to become easier. So with mantra uccāra, we resonate a mantra from our lower belly. I'm gonna tilt the camera a little bit so that you can see my whole body. From the low belly up to the chest, to the throat, and then it goes out of the upper limit of the central channel, and there it fades off. It doesn't stop here, it fades off like about 30 centimeters above the head, the very end of your energy body. Yeah, it's called the Shiva Dwadashanta, if I pronounce it correctly. So you're resonating it all the way up. And if you're new to the practice, you can use your hand and just follow the sound as it rises up. If you're more experienced, then you can also visualize a point of light rising through your central channel, and really be vigilant. Like sometimes our attention gets a bit wavery, but no, there's one point, where's the point of light, where's the sound, where it's piercing through the central channel. Right? Be precise. That emphasizes or empowers the practice. We're gonna work today with the mantra Hreem, a heart opening mantra. And the first bit, Hr, is in the... we need a wider angle. Hr is here, Hr. E, you resonate in the heart. Maybe you can already feel, just make sound E. E. And the whole mantra is Hreem. So officially Hreem, but you pronounce it as a ring with an on. Hreem. So two things are important here. One is the on, and you can explain a lot the sound of on. So we don't say Hreem, but we say ring.
Yeah, so it actually helps a lot if you keep your mouth open and you place the sound in the back of your throat. So kind of at the place of the soft palate already. So it's like, you know, for French people it would be bon or vin, right? Maybe we can all, like, it would be easier for a French person, but it might be easy for all of us. So if you just want to try that, if you say vin or bon, yeah, and it's kind of, it's a feeling of like pulling the sound up into the back of your, like into your sinuses. That's the feeling. Yeah.
If you do it properly, you really feel it. Here.
It vibrates. It vibrates in this whole area. So let's do it on Om, right? Like the Sikh, the Gurmukhi version of Om. So they spell it actually ONG, which helps, like if you visualize that too. So it's Yes, thank you, Premananda, for spelling it out. So ONG in Gurmukhi. How is that for everybody? Because it's a hard sound to get. Can you give us like a or not? I don't have it yet.
Okay, give us an ong.
Give us an ong. Hey, cool. Most of you got it. I mean, you know, we've been in the Kula for a while, and Harish has been helping us with this sound. Yeah. Great.
So the second point is, as soon as we're able to make that sound, we create something beautiful, and it's called a sound needle. So the main point of the uccāra practice is to take all the energy, rise it up, create a sound needle, and then resonate it quite a long time in the nasal cavity, piercing the granthi, the energetic knot that you have inside your skull, right? So you quite rapidly go up, and there's like that needle sort of, and that's what you do. So you go quite rapid up, but then comes the trick. Don't exhaust your full breath. So don't stay here until you're out of breath. No, leave a little bit of breath so that you can rise to fading into the infinite. Yeah.
So by that point, the sound is already no longer audible, right? Okay.
Yeah. So that's a good point. So it's here, it's audible, and here it fades out into silence, but you feel the vibration rising up further. And you are there with your attention. Your eyes go up. You make that eye lock.
Yeah. So it actually goes through 9 layers, 9 subtle layers. So it's important that you give that space at the end.
Yeah. And it tends to become longer and longer, that silent space. Sometimes as long as the audible sound, as the audible phase. So experiment with that. Okay, there's a few more technicalities. Do we have space for that? Yeah? Bandhas. Let's talk about bandhas. We breathe in while you're mentally resonate the mantra Haum. So you breathe in through the side channels down. If this is the first time that you do this practice, just breathe in. But if you're advanced, more advanced, breathe in through the side channels, resonating Haum. Breathe Kumbhaka, Mula Bandha, injecting the sound and the energy in the central channel, and then Harim becomes inaudible. All breath gone. Uddiyana Bandha. Both bandhas engaged. Kumbhaka. Hang in the infinite. Until it's comfortable, then gently breathing in. Silent Haum to the side channels. Kumbhaka, Mula Bandha, injecting the energy in central channel. At Uddiyana Bandha. And then back Yeah? Is that clear?
Cool, awesome, yay. So for the in-breath, it's okay to say haum, like there you don't have to even silently say haum, so it's not nasalized in that moment, just if there is any confusion. And you can visualize the sound traveling down your side channels, so that's the Ida and Pingala, like a bow, like two bows, right? Or you can visualize it going like like a DNA
Double helix.
traveling along your central channel, right? So feel into what's most comfortable for you, or what's most natural for you as well. So the in-breath.
Yeah, so DJ asked a good question. Where do you start the in-breath? So you breathe out all the way up, 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 up. And then you stay with the out-breath for a little bit until it's comfortable. And then you breathe in through the nose. Yeah, you can't see it, but... So you're somewhere over here. And then you breathe in. Going down.
Yeah. And you go all the way into your Muladhara chakra, right? And that's from there, from that chakra, you guide the energy into the central channel, right? Yeah. And the sort of the energetic workings of this practice are that we raise the Kuṇḍalinī up, and we have this granthi in our skull that is called the Maya granthi, and if that is pierced, we abide in non-dual awareness, right? That's sort of the more subtle meaning of this practice, right? And then we dissolve into infinity. That's happening on the out-breath when we are past the audible sound. And then we say yes to embodiment by bringing the energy back into our body, back into the root, to the Muladhara chakra. Right? So that's the dynamic of this practice. And we'll have beautiful musical support by the Tampura.
Sorry, it's a little loud.
Yeah. How's that?
So comes the Tampura. How's the sound of the Tampura relative to the mic? Good?
Okay, good.
Great. So I think we're ready for practice.
Yeah.
We start with clearing the side channels and activating the central channel by a brief and powerful Nadi Shodhana. If you don't know what it is, don't worry, we will guide you through. Are there any questions that need to be answered before we can do the practice? No? Okay. Then close your eyes. I invite you to put speaker view on and minimize all the other little faces that you see, because they just tend to distract a little bit. How good our concentration efforts are. It's still so interesting, human beings.
Yeah, and make sure you sit upright. So any practice involving the central channel needs this upright posture to work best.
Bit down the Tampura, yeah. So center yourself, drawing your awareness inside. Take a deep in-breath. And breathe out with sound. Again. And again, breathing in. Landing on your pillow. Then we're gonna clear the side channels. So place the middle finger of your right hand on the third eye between your eyebrows. Close the left nostril and breathe in forcefully to the right. Close right nostril, exhale forcefully to the left. Breathing into the right. Close the right, exhale to the left. Close left, breathe in right. Then keep the right closed, breathing into the left. Breathe in left. Close left, breathe out right. Breathe in left. Close left, breathe out right. Both side channels cleared. Now breathe into both side channels simultaneously. Inject the energy into the central channel by closing Mula Bandha and breathe out forcefully to both nostrils. Clearing the central channel. Repeat, breathing in both side channels, both nostrils. Close Mula Bandha, inject the energy in central channel and breathe out forcefully to both nostrils. Last time, breathing in. Close Mula Bandha, inject the energy, breathe out. Feel both side channels purified. Feel the central channel even more bright. And keep your awareness there while Aleah will guide us into uccāra.
Okay, so I'll give us a little bit more of a sound bath because the sound really supports the practice. So we'll have an extra tampura. So for mantra uccāra, it's very important that you follow your own breath cycle. This is a very intuitive practice that can be very powerful. So we're keeping an eye on the time, don't worry. So we're doing this for a max of 9 minutes. And you just close your eyes and go on this journey with us. Make sure you're comfortable. And let's just take a couple of deep breaths to tune in. And then we're starting with Haum on the next inhale, traveling down your side channels into your Muladhara chakra. Do Mula Bandha, guide the energy into your central channel and raise the Bija mantra Hring through your central channel on the out breath. Hring. Let it resonate in your nasal cavity, and then follow the silence up all the way to your Shiva Dvarashanta, 12 fingers above your head. Next in-breath on Haum. Kumbhaka, hold your breath. Mula Bandha, guide the energy into your central channel, and then raise the bija mantra Hring on the out breath. Kumbhaka, and in breath on Haum. Traveling down the side channels. Kumbhaka at the end in your Muladhara chakra, guided into your central channel, and Hring on the out breath. Hold your breath. Dissolve into the infinite, and then take it all the way back to embodiment with Haum.
Follow your own tempo and guide the sound with your hand if that feels good. Hare
Last round.
Feeling the resonance in your body. Hear the sound of the tempura. And allow your sense of self to melt even further. And let it melt into the sound of the tempura. Become absorbed by the tempura. Maybe you feel that it's almost impossible to sit completely still. Maybe you feel your body gently, not even visible from the outside, but on the most subtle level you're waving with the sound. Like a string of seaweed on the ocean floor. And with a sigh of relief you let go of all rigidity. You let go of all form. Become absorbed. Sink deeper. And every time you feel a self-referencing thought coming up, you release it into the sound. The all-consuming, all-welcoming sound of the tempura. Let go into the sound. Slowly you hear the sound of the tempura fading away. And without any thought, see if you can trace the sound all the way back into silence. Where does it lead you? Even if it's just for a moment, rest in that silence. Slowly, the sound comes back. And bring yourself back. Maybe move your hand. Very gentle. See how your body wants to be touched right now. Maybe your face. My face tends to like a little massage after meditation. Hands over your chest. Greeting the body. How nice that it came back into embodiment. But really feeling the preciousness of it.
Yeah, you can do a little prana bath if you like to, fortify the energy. Just rub your hands to create some heat, and then touch your body with your hot hands, your warm hands. Make sure you give your feet an extra rub for extra grounding. Yeah, in Tantra we always bring it back to the body, always back to the earth, to embodiment.